Land is scarce in many parts of our fast urbanizing world. Few communities have the chance to create something brand new on a significant piece of land, and even fewer can develop that land in a way that confronts climate change, generates jobs, and attracts investment. The effects of soil erosion go beyond the loss of fertile lands. It has led to increased pollution and sedimentation on streams and rivers, clogging these waterways and causing declines in fish and other species. Degraded lands are also often less able to hold onto water, which can worsen flooding. Sustainable land use can help to reduce the impacts of agriculture and livestock.
Spacecraft and launch pad equipment undergo extreme stress due to vibration during rocket launches. To make sure that they remain functional in space, shock absorption technology was designed to protect a spacecraft. During earthquakes, buildings and bridges undergo similar stress. That is why the same shock absorption technology used for spacecraft is now used to strengthen buildings and bridges in earthquake-prone regions. Across Europe, electricity and gas prices are skyrocketing. This is a massive burden for large sections of the population. In Greece, too, energy bills have risen sharply in recent months. Since the financial and economic crisis, many people are living on the edge of poverty.
Not all theme parks succeed when they are built. Some theme parks may start, but close in the first few days due to declining business, poor management, or an inability to respond to market changes. Closure of theme park happens even at popular ones if visitors are disappointed with their inconsistent service quality or unchanged aging attraction.
The Milky Way is a gargantuan graveyard. Stars are born, burn out and die, but they don't just vanish, and the galaxy is haunted by their corpses. Stars in the Milky Way that died billions of years ago on supernova and morphed into two types of objects, with their outer layers blasted away by the force of the explosion. The cores that were left formed black holes.
When agriculture fields replace natural vegetation, topsoil is exposed and can dry out. The diversity and quantity microorganisms that help to keep the soil fertile can decrease, and nutrients may wash out. Soil can be blown away by the winds or washed away by rains.
Climate change is intensifying and is putting the future of the entire coffee sector at risk. Roughly half of the land used to grow coffee will decrease and will no longer be suitable for coffee production. With effects from climate change rising at an alarming pace, higher temperatures are significantly impacting coffee cultivation at lower elevations.
The hunter's full moon is the first full moon after the autumnal equinox, which marks the arrival of the colder months in the northern hemisphere. At higher latitudes in the northern hemisphere, the moon therefore appeared larger than the full moons of the summer months, as it lingered relatively low above the horizon.
Time management is not that difficult, but it does require advanced thinking and staying on top of tasks that are coming up. Whether the upcoming task is imminent or in the future, it should be recorded. Whether it is recorded on a tech device or a paper notepad, the need is the same.
Over the years, various internet services have been created to communicate remotely. Social networks have been a revolution, as have instant messaging apps. Since the beginning, there is also a timeless communication standard, representing the best tools for individuals and companies to communicate quickly may.
On a planet with a growing population and shrinking natural resources, business as usual is no longer sustainable. But sustainability is very often good for the bottom line, as it's in the best interest of businesses to responsibly manage our natural resources so we can continue to use them for years to come.
The role of ionizers is to purify the air with the help of electricity. During this process, negative ions are created that discharge these ions into the air. In this case, they are attached to particles with a positive charge. Some of these harmful particles include smoke, bacteria, and pollen. The reaction between these ions helps purify the air inside your room, office.
As far as nitrogen dioxide is concerned, vehicle emissions are the biggest source. Besides, power plants and factories also generate these pollutants. Volcanic activities, lightning, and the decaying process of organic matter may also generate a large amount of nitrogen dioxide. The thing is that nitrogen dioxide may generate smog that produces harmful ammonia in the sunlight.
Academia's mission is to make all research available for free to everyone in the world. Upgrading to premium is a way to support this mission and help make all scholarship and science easily and freely accessible to everyone, not just those affiliated with well-endowed institutions. Academia Premium also includes features such as advanced search and extra analytic.
The COVID-19 pandemic and related shutdowns are challenging the effectiveness of civil and institutional structures around the world, resulting in interrelated crises for foreign policy, development, and economics. Inequality has consequently worsened, both within and across borders, with fiscal and monetary policies exacerbating inequality by favoring the rich while leaving poorer people and countries behind.
More and more people are choosing to live in cities. They offer better opportunities, better services, and sanctuary from conflict and the effects of climate change influences. Yet large numbers of people are unable, for various reasons, to move to cities. Skills mismatches, reluctance to sell land at a loss, and sometimes because of explicit policy restrictions that limit people's movement within countries.
The world is aging and becoming increasingly urban. For the first time, there are more older persons than children under 5, and more people are driven to cities for livelihoods, to have access to essential services and simply to enjoy their golden years. How can we ensure cities welcome and nurture a diverse population in ways that are equitable for all?
Globally, about 1/3 of a city's land area is covered by public spaces. Despite this significance, the potential of public space assets to transform cities and improve urban life is often overlooked. The resulting degradation of public spaces into congested, vehicle-dominated, and polluted places often becomes a liability, exacerbating various city problems. Academia's mission is to make all research available for free to everyone in the world. Upgrading to premium is a way to support this mission and help make all scholarship and science easily and freely accessible to everyone, not just those affiliated with well-endowed institutions. Academia Premium also includes features such as advanced search and extra analytic.
In addition to the street food industry, many high-end restaurants and cafes are also bringing in plant-based meat options. These food products now make up the main menu instead of being treated as a sloppy second option. This transition has come about due to the high quality and taste of these items.
People are waking up to the problem of environmental degradation. Efforts are being made all over the world to reduce carbon footprint and promote sustainable development. Environmental conservation is no longer about mandating factories to adopt greener practices or ensuring that vehicles on the road are checked regularly for their pollution levels. It is wider than that and encompasses all industry.
The majestic Bangalore Palace is iconic for many reasons. The palace rooms now occupy arts and artifacts from the bygone era and is a popular destination for music events. If you are visiting the palace, do opt for the audio guide for an immersive experience.
If you truly want to leverage social networking websites to build your multi-level marketing or other online business, you need to listen first and develop trust second. That's when you can begin to use your community marketing abilities that used to work so well before everyone experienced to be so transparent.
Air filters are a vital part of the engine and help keep it running smoothly. A clogged air filter can be the cause of many problems with the car, including decreased gas mileage and increased emissions. Air filters protect the engine by capturing dirt particles that may enter through the air intake.
China's war on particulate air pollution is causing more severe ozone pollution, according to the new research. There was so much particulate matter in the smog around Chinese cities that it helped to quell ozone production by acting as a sponge that collected chemical radicals.
In probability sampling, each member of the group is selected at regular intervals to be a part of the sample. Systematic sampling is an implementation of probability sampling. In systematic sampling, researchers use statistical methods to choose the desired population on whom they want to research. The sampling interval can be calculated by division of the entire population by required sample size.
In addition to its unique geography and geology, Yellowstone is also home to many different species of plants and animals. For example, there are more than 1,000 species of trees and plants native to the Yellowstone area. It is also home to many different species of fauna, many of which are considered megafaunous, such as grizzly bears and bison.
Anthropology majors pursue a wide variety of careers, as do sociology students. Either of these degrees can lead to a career as a teacher, public sector employee, or academic. Students who major in sociology often go on to work at non-profit or governmental organizations, and the degree can be a stepping stone to a career in politics or public administration.
The melting pot theory of multiculturalism assumes that various immigrant groups will tend to melt together, abandoning their individual cultures and eventually becoming fully assimilated into the predominant society, typically used to describe the assimilation of immigrants. This theory is often illustrated by the metaphor of the foundry's smelting pots, in which the elements iron and carbon are melted together to create a single, stronger metal steel.
Early in the field's history, anthropologists were almost all Europeans or Americans who conducted research in what they considered to be primitive societies that they believed were untouched by Western influence. Because of this mindset, the field has long been critiqued for its colonialist, condescending attitude toward non-Western people and its inaccurate representations of their cultures.
Dine has been represented by the Pace Gallery and has had hundreds of solo exhibitions around the world, including major solo shows in museums in Europe and the United States. This has included the Whitney Museum of American Art and the Museum of Modern Art. His work can be found in numerous other public collections throughout the world.
In Western countries, social stratification primarily occurs as a result of socioeconomic status, in which a hierarchy determines the groups most likely to gain access to financial resources and forms of privilege. Typically, the upper classes have the most access to these resources, while the lower classes may get few or none of them, putting them at a distinct disadvantage.
For many, the start of a new year represents a moment of transition. It's an opportunity to reflect on the past and to look ahead to what the future might hold. Whether it was the best year of our lives or one we'd rather forget, the hope is the better days are ahead.